Are you here every day?
You really don't pay attention to me, do you?
I do not.
You should never...
Don't fantastic. I didn't notice it.
Grooming's a very triggering word right now. Don't use that.
I have a lot of mothering to do in the morning. Do you understand? Did you see the scary... I put the scary...
I saw bright eyes
blinky
over
light
there.
thing over by your door. There.
Do your neighbors hate you?
Your neighbors must hate you.
Yeah.
No.
She's the crazy lady with Halloween decorations up
all year
in
round.
January.
They're anti-coyote, anti-owl things. I spent all day climbing hillsides, putting them in different places.
Do they work?
Because now I've gone completely...
Mental.
Have they been eaten by coyotes yet? No. Okay.
When's the fog machine coming?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
the giant spider web?
Monday. No, just kidding.
All right, bright eyes.
Turn around.
By the way, someone sent me a thing of dogs that look like their owners. And we decided that Clyde looks exactly like Owen Wilson.
What?
Don't you think he has a tousled blonde hair, goofy, charming personality?
Kind of blank behind the eyes.
Yes, yeah, a little bit.
Okay, that part's right.
A little bit of a himbo.
Yeah.
little dead in the eyes.
Okay. What we were going to play is Matt Gaetz. By the way, Representative Rapey McForehead was trending again yesterday. You are welcome.
Yes.
Thank you, lots of people on Twitter.
Good
Give
job,
us credit.
America.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, yes.
Yes, every time it trends, hello, you're welcome, America. Okay, and also someone said they love that whenever someone says that, they know exactly who they mean.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's...
Which other congressman is
like Doy.
Right? Some percentage rapey, some percentage forehead. That's pretty much. Okay, but he would say the same thing that we would say, which is weird. I'm not really sure what side of it anybody's on anymore.
You know what?
Said
this committee's not going to turn out the way they think it's going to.
Right.
Right.
Yes. But he was talking about the agent in the New York field office being a Russian asset. By the way, should this not be not just bigger, but the only story in the news right now? I mean, I don't. Okay, hold please. What?
The debt ceiling, duty off committees. Those are kind of big.
Duty to warn. James Comey felt compelled to announce the reopening of the Hillary email investigation because it had already been leaked by 2 agents at the New York FBI office, one of whom we now learn was a Russian agent. Don't tell me Putin didn't steal the 2016 election. David tweets, does anyone realize that a Russian agent, McGonigal, may have single-handedly given the 2016 election to Trump? I don't know how they're trying to spin this in right-wing world. The Russian asset being in the New York.
They don't mention it.
They keep talking about FBI, some crazy communist Antifa. Oh, they're left-wing. They go after conservatives. Like, really? We're not. What, does anyone ask them outright? There was a Russian asset in the FBI that helped Donald Trump and hurt Hillary Clinton in the 2016 election.
Yeah, but like, when you listen to these clips of Jordan and
Gaetz,
first of all, it's like the worst interview in the world because it's Sean Hannity interviewing Jim Jordan and Matt Gaetz at the same time. That's like
that's talk.
That's like crossing the streams. Yeah. Like you don't do that.
Right.
And then
and
then they start talking about the Russian agent in the FBI, like it was a problem.
Right, that's what I mean. I don't. Yes, they're the ones that have denied the Trump-Russia thing.
Right.
All the rest of us were crazy conspiracy theories. There's no connection, even though obviously the whole point of the Mueller report, the Republican-led Senate Intelligence Report, said the same thing. That yes, Russia interfered to help Donald Trump.
Yeah.
But they've lived in denial about this. How does this square with this?
I don't.
I go to a whole bunch of sites and I watch a whole bunch of different networks all day long.
Yeah.
This isn't getting a lot of play.
Of course not. That's what I mean.
Anywhere.
That's why this interview threw me completely for a loop.
Because just pretend it didn't happen or something.
Right, like CNN, they don't cover this at all.
Right.
ABC, haven't seen a mention of this at all.
By the way, Sandy tweets, pay attention. They're normalizing that Trump stole nuclear secrets and didn't give them back for a year and probably still has documents. These are not the same. This is the fault of the press. I mean, here we go again. What was the story this morning, Travis, that DOJ was prepared to get a search warrant for Biden's? They didn't need to because Biden cooperated immediately from the get. Whereas, I blame the media for why they're like, oh, well, now it's all confusing. When people wonder why Trump's getting prosecuted when they all did the same thing. They didn't do the same thing at all.
Yeah.
Oh, it's working now?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, well,
okay.
I didn't need you to acknowledge it on the air. That's why I was doing this.
I wasn't sure. I didn't know if you wanted me to steal third base or whether.
Okay. Yes, the computer is back
You reminded me of third base coach Dick Pole from the time I was in Chicago radio.
Excuse me, what was his name?
Chicago Cubs third base coach was Dick Pole.
Is that your name or what you do?
Uh-huh. Well, it's
I hope it was
name.
spelled Pohl or something like that and not Pole.
Sure.
Okay.
By the way, just a question. Marjorie Taylor Greene being on the Homeland Security Committee.
Yeah.
Will she oversee both the Gazpacho police and martial law spelled incorrectly? Or just...
For the Marshals Department store.
Right. Oh, I see.
Yes.
She will oversee that.
Law for Marshals Department.
The Gazpacho police.
The discount one, not Marshall Fields.
I, for one, feel safer.
Well, Marshall Fields no longer exists.
No?
No.
Huh. Another relic from my time in Chicago.
Well, it's now Macy's.
Dick Pole.
I knew it was a thing.
May he rest in peace next to Marshall's.
They kept the Frango chocolates, though. I think there would have been rioting if they would have gotten rid of the Frango chocolates.
I mean, Marjorie should be in charge of the place that has the irregular clothes.
Yes. Irregular bin.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is this one will be a very confusing right-wing world?
So this is 22.
I would say
here's what happens.
Take these in order. Go with start with 19 and work your way down.
Yeah, no, I got it. But they throw in things that are not true.
Right.
This whole the FBI spied on Trump. To
throw you off.
But then also, all right.
Here we go. 19?
Yes.
Okay.
The same FBI that spied on President Trump's campaign, that altered evidence in front of the FISA court, that lied to the FISA court, now has an agent who helped launch the Trump-Russia investigation, who's under indictment for taking money from Russia. And understand, it's not just any agent. This is the special agent in charge of counterintelligence in the New York division. And it's not just any Russian. It's Oleg Deripaska, whose name comes up all the time, who was the guy Christopher Steele was working for.
Oh, my God.
What?
Okay, so much wrong.
Well, they tried to get every right-wing conspiracy theory in there.
Right.
But somehow they made it about the guy who cleared Trump. This is like an exploding comedy cigar.
Right. The guy that blocked the Russia investigation for Trump on behalf of Russia, they're now trying to spin... See, my head hurts already.
But you know what? Fox News viewers, they haven't been paying attention to this story at all. And so they're taking what Jim Jordan is saying right here as gospel truth. Right. So this is going to get out there as truth.
But maybe if they start Googling McGonagall, they might learn some...
They're not going to.
Or they're going to get that professor from the Harry Potter books.
Oh, dear.
They're not going to. They're going to accept this as truth.
That fine, investigate him, and it's going to blow up in your face.
Uh-oh. What are you doing?
I don't know what that is, but
It looked like poo.
Are they eating poo again?
That's why I'm not letting your dogs lick me.
Yeah.
Your dogs eat poo.
I think that's just something from outdoors. Okay, listen.
Why is it sitting on the desk?
Yeah. You have a trash can.
Because I have to investigate what it is.
Why don't you go put it in the bathroom so it doesn't smell?
I'm gonna put it right here. Okay. So
we have to look at it? It's on camera.
Everyone can see it.
Listen, everyone understands New Parenthood.
Really?
They are very, very good dogs. Owen Wilson, what did you do? Okay, anyway, here's my point.
Owen Wilson is the type of person that would eat his own poop.
That smells.
Okay. Let's get back on track for a minute, shall we? We have a couple minutes. We have to wrap up this whole... Okay.
All right.
So I don't understand how they're spinning this is good for... Every Russian it did something that benefited a Republican. Or specifically Trump. How are they spinning this like this is somehow part of their, we're the victims of Antifa FBI, right?
Because they've painted the FBI already as a complete and total villain. The entire organization. That's how they're getting away with it.
Him going, he's on Russia's payroll. So's Trump.
He defended Trump.
Right. But according to people like Jim Jordan telling the Fox News audience, every single FBI agent is an enemy. That's what they've been saying for years.
How did this turn around?
That's what they've been saying for years.
Okay, so now I guess we have a moment of bipartisan unity because
we want to investigate this guy
in the New York, right? I mean, this is what they said. The New York FBI office was Trump world, is what they one of them called it.
Let him investigate this. This is not going to turn out the way they think it's going to.
Jim Jordan, here we go.
Matt and I have sent this letter. We're going to send this letter to get more answers on what was this. This guy worked 20-some years at the FBI, this McGonigal. So we want to know everything that's going on here because this pattern that we've now seen and the political nature that exists based on what whistleblowers have told us and based on what we have seen has to end.
Okay, it proves everything that's in the Mueller report and in the Senate Intelligence Report. How is this supposed to, You're right. When Jim Jordan decides to get to the bottom of something, very
it
rarely
never works
happens.
out the way he thinks it's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this would be Representative Rapey McForhead.
In the same interview with
yes,
it's
Matt Gaetz.
Really
oh,
weird.
dear God.
Well, there's two critical vectors that we're investigating on the Judiciary Committee.
What's
First,
the vector,
extent to which our national security apparatus is corrupted by politics here at home. That's where the whistleblowers have talked about really degrading evidence that would otherwise implicate the Biden family. But this story that is breaking now, that is huge, shows us that there's also a real coercion with foreign cash that comes in and has an impact on our FBI.
Or
right.
Trump.
Right. Foreign money that's coming in to help Trump. By the way, somebody printed the New York Times headline again. You know that was him, that he leaked, whatever, FBI finds no connection between Trump and Russia. Oh, my God. All right, one last one, Matt Gaetz.
What we now know is that the head of counterintelligence at the New York field office was turned by the Russians, and this is the very person who helped do the intake on the initial Russia hoax. So now we have to determine when that person was turned, and I'm very concerned that it may have been while he was at the FBI. Even in this indictment, Sean, details show he was setting up business organizations in New Jersey that later accepted corrupt cash from Russians while he was leading counterintelligence efforts at the New York field office.
Aren't they 24/7 pro-Russia? Go Putin, bad Ukraine.
Just on Tucker. Hannity really hasn't gone pro-Russia.
I'm confused.
Just on Tucker.
Okay, so he's a Russian asset, and suddenly that's a bad thing. when they've
on
been,
Hannity.
Right.
But not on Tucker.
Okay.
But it's a bad thing that helped Trump.
Yeah, no, exactly.
They don't realize that.
Right.
This is a
right.
comedy cigar
It
that's going to
proves
blow up
exactly
in their
what
face.
we've all been saying about Trump Russia forever, and I can't. Okay.
I want them to investigate.
We talked to
go and investigate.
Malcolm Nance yesterday, who has written several books. Who was the only one that was out before the 2016 election warning about this. I don't even know that he could have written this part of it. That in the New York FBI is a Russian asset. That was part of this whole. I don't know. Again, how the Mueller report got blocked with Bill Barr's help. I can't even. This is what they want to do, is just throw up as much. Is it chaff? Chaff.
Sure.
Glitter.
Sure. Right? That
glitter
and the
always
classified
stays.
stuff, like, oh, well, both sides, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's what they're doing.
My head's going to
The
explode.
thing about glitter is it always stays.
Yeah, you can't get rid
I'm
of
going to
it.
do an investigation on what's in this paper.
No,
as
you're gonna leave
soon
the
as
room
this
to
is
do
done.
that.
investigation in another
I
room.
will
you
report,
leave the room
and
with
I
that
will
paper.
report back to you.
What's in the paper?
Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. I hope you'll join me on my new audio podcast, Justice Matters. I'll be using my 30 years as a federal prosecutor and Army JAG to unpack, break down, and explain the legal issues of the day, particularly where the legal intersects with the political. Please look for Justice Matters with Glenn Kirshner wherever you generally get your podcasts.